One of the classics is watching a young person come in on a Friday with baseball cap pulled down over their face. And by Sunday, that baseball cap is not even on. They're not hiding out anymore.
Kids who don't make eye contact, kids who don't really actually have any kind of friendship with any of the other kids in the room, and then by the end of the weekend they can't wait to be there in the morning. They're excited about it, they're talking, they're animated, it's just amazing.
We actually look at what are the things that break down or keep human beings apart. And our first activity that kind of gets into that is a labeling activity.
Everything from slut, bitch, whore, druggie, slacker, whatever it might be, you know, white trash, and then you stick it on that person's back, whoever you sort of interpret it as fitting that label. And you know, the youth never see what's on their back. And then the exercise, you rip all the labels off their back and they get scattered around the floor, and Wayne does this amazing debrief of what that activity was like for people, and everyone talks about, you know, the fear of what was written on their backs. And then as he's walking around having this discussion with the kids, the labels start sticking to his feet. And inevitably one of the kids will point out, you know, hey Wayne, the labels are sticking. And the very powerful punchline is, yeah, and isn't that what happens in real life? When people start labeling you, you start living up to those labels.
Waiting on an angel.
We do something like, probably over the course of the 3 days, close to 40 different activities that will allow each person to get some kind of a learning experience. And then the discussions that follow the activities are where we exchange information and we get more possibilities or choices to work with. And it's a subtle process. It's not like we're telling them how to live life, but more like exposing them to more choices. It's like putting more arrows in the quiver so that when you use the one arrow that you've always used and it doesn't work, you've got others to fall back on.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be.
I thought after the whole program, like, I just felt a change. Like, I wasn't as negative, and I wasn't quite, I wasn't always like judging people, and I just kind of felt like I was more understanding and like more caring about people that I barely knew.
I look at people differently. I don't see them as what they are, I see them as who they are. And it actually has changed my perspective on the people who I actually hang out with.
When you see a total stranger go somewhere with a story or an experience that they've had about people judging them, it's really heartwarming to know that if they're willing to, you know, put themselves out there like that, that they would trust us as a group, all the people that were there, and you felt that you would be able to do that as well.
For me, I think that the follow-up sessions afterwards and then the meetings that we have every night, or every week, once a week, those are definitely what keep it going, because it always reminds me, every time we have one of those meetings, even if it's not really Manaia oriented, it totally reminds me of that weekend, and so it makes me think about it again.
to be able to say what is on your mind and your thoughts. And sometimes it's enough in that moment for that person to be able to complete it and then it's gone. And sometimes it's enough to be able to practice so that when it comes up in reality with their mom or their dad or sister or friend, then they are able to actually, because I've said it once, I can say it again and be able to get that moving forward in my life. Events like that is what can keep people stuck in the behaviors that they're participating in or in the sadness that they're living in, and to be able to move forward and begin that completion time is really important.
Every young adult that comes through this program is there by their own choice. They want and see something better for themselves and may not have the finances to get what they want. And for me, it's a large part of the program is being able to provide that to those who don't have the finances. I myself grew up as a lower socio-economic person or in that sort of family, and opportunities for this kind of work don't come along free very often. So for me, part of providing or putting this whole thing together is being able to provide services to those who could not readily afford them. And what we're asking is for you as sponsors or donors to reach in and know that these kids are asking for help and they're using myself and others to ask. And so we're asking you to support them through our programs.
Some comfort.